So here we have the SPSS dataset that matches with our case study information. So the researchers have input arrival time as a variable. They've input the 4 reasons: traffic chaos, waiting time for other boarders, mechanical breakdown, and driver's mistake. And then they included an additional variable called total delay reason, which is essentially if you add up each reason, you end up with a total. So it's helpful for them to see an overall picture of what the ratings were for each respondent. The goal here is to compare this arrival time with their perceptions of these issues to see if there's any similarities or see if there's any correlations. In our example for this study, we're not going to look at correlations. We're simply going to follow along to look at some of the ways that statistics can impact on the data being presented. So what I'd like you to do is go to Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, and Frequencies. We would like to choose one of the 4 reasons for the delay for our analysis. The reason we can't choose arrival time is things like mean don't mean so much when we have categorical data. But for traffic chaos, for example, this is a continuous variable on an interval scale using Likert scale data. Don't worry, we'll talk about what all that means later in this video. So let's choose traffic chaos and move it over to the variables box. This time, we're going to click on statistics and we're going to choose all 4 central tendency measures. We're also going to choose minimum and maximum in relation to dispersion. Dispersion is another word for spread. We'll look at these later in this tutorial as well. For now, just select these 4 options and these 2 that I have chosen here, and then press continue. And we'll go to our charts. We'll keep that at none for now. We'll keep everything simple and we'll elaborate as we go further out. One last thing, make sure your display frequency tables is selected and then press OK. So here we have the data that we need to analyze regarding central tendency. So we can see that we had 120 valid responses with no missing cases, which is great. And we can see our measures of central tendency here, our mean, median, and mode. So the mean is the arithmetic average of our responses. So in this case, we're looking at responses to a Likert scale of 1 to 7, 1 meaning totally did not happen, 7 means happened very strongly, and then the responses in between. And the mean of that data was 4.3250. If I go back to the data view, to this column here, it's essentially taking 2 plus 5 plus 5 plus 4, etc., all the way down to line 120, and then dividing our sum by 120 responses. That will give us what we know as the arithmetic mean. The median is the exact middle number. So if we were to take all 120 responses and let me show you actually. If we were to take all 120 responses and order them ascending from 1 to 7, and then we went to value 60, because there's 120, we would actually take the mean of these 2. The arithmetic mean of 60 and 61 is still 4. So 4 is our median, meaning it's the middle number in our range of values. Finally, we have the mode. So mode is simply the number that appears the most frequently. So in this case, most respondents selected 4, and therefore 4 is our mode. The minimum and maximum is also helpful as it indicates the range of responses. So we can see here that some people chose 1, some people chose 7, and likely we have responses throughout all 7 Likert scale responses. The next table, because we're looking at a frequency analysis, gives us the frequencies, that is percentages and proportions, of the responses in the survey. So here we can confirm that 2 people said 1, 5 people said 2, 3 people 24, 39, 4, 5, 25 said 5, 21 said 6, and 4 chose 7. So this is our frequency with the cumulative percentage next to it.